Trying to figure out how to balance finances with my significant other when we're at different stages of life. When she finishes school, she'll likely be over $200,000 in debt, but I will have all debt paid off except the house. Any suggestions on how to balance paying off her debt with my house that's partially paid off? Also, I already spent my years paying down my $250,000 debt and don't particularly want to pay hers. But at the same time, I don't want to live like a broke student till she gets through her debt. Any ideas on how to balance all of this? She wants to talk to a financial advisor, but I want to avoid that expense. Assume we'll both be making six figures easily. Well, here's the deal. I think you ought to draw a line. And where I would draw that line is at marriage. When you're married to someone, I think you combine everything. It's now our income, it's our debt, it's our expenses. Until you're married, I would keep everything separate. It's his and her debt, his and her expenses, his and her income. But if you're together for the long term, right? You're married, you're committed to each other for the long term. I think you'll have a lot more financial success by combining your finances. And so if this is really the person you're going to be with the rest of your life, I got news for you. That is not her $200,000 debt. It is you all's $200,000 debt. Luckily, you guys have plenty of income, but now is the time to pay it off. Now, at the same time, I'm not going to be totally unreasonable about this. For example, if now there's a discussion of whether she stays home, becomes a stay-at-home mom with this $200,000 in debt that comes from her schooling, well, maybe the discussion at that point is, we can afford to do that as soon as this student loan is paid off. So you got to work for 2 or 3 years until we can wipe this out, and then you can be a stay-at-home mom. So I think I would have those sorts of discussions together, but mostly you have to be on the same page. If you're not on the same page, at least be reading from the same book if you want to be financially successful. If you want your questions answered by the White Coat Investor, record your question at whitecoatinvestor.com/YQA or click the link in the description.